Sagittarius.
Well, Sagittarius, this is your February forecast for 2016, and this month you will have a lot to do with communication. Just watch how that is all going to fall into place for you, and there might even be some short distance traveling coming into the picture where you can enjoy, maybe not the long distance, but just a road trip can really come to revitalize your energies this month. Now Mercury will be joining in with the Sun, so even more communication will become evident after the 7th, and Mercury rules this area, so you're really powered up to give any kind of presentations or talks, whatever the deal is. It also rules the area of contracts, negotiations, and perhaps more interaction excuse me, with siblings, neighbors, your community, and so forth. So this could be quite the exciting time for you. Venus has been cruising through the 4th house of home, family, Venus being love. You might have just had a very nice romantic time here in January, or also sharing more time with family members. Mars is in your 5th house now, and this just powers up everything. Not only because Mars is your drive, right, your ambitions and goals, but it's in the area of love and laughter, romance, it's self-expression, hobbies, or also the business that you own. You can come to see here that this is you now shooting for higher goals for yourself. And it's in the sign of Aries, which is the entrepreneur. Some of you might just be launching new businesses or looking into wanting to start a new business. And in that case, well, that should be really good for you starting right now. The beauty of it is here, Sagittarius, is that Venus will move into this area of the 5th house as well. And it will just power up and travel beautifully together there with Mars. Not all that often do we see the two of them joining forces and traveling together, enjoying each other's party. But having it in the 5th house for joy, for self-expression, love and romance. For those of you single out there, Sagittarius, don't sit at home. If you're looking for Mr. and Mrs. Right, this is the time for you. And if you're already in an existing relationship, it's just going to be better yet, right? The 5th house is also children, so some of you might find yourself pregnant this month or hear news about new family members on their way. I also feel that for those of you who are artists, for example, this could be a month where you're feeling that drive, the need to express and bring forward and create. And if you do, I believe it's going to be absolutely masterpieces because of the harmony between Venus and Mars and the fire that you're bringing to the table as well. Jupiter is going to take a little break and will retrograde for us this month. From February 6th to June 10th, Jupiter for you has been traveling in the area of your hopes and dreams, right? So you've been thinking big, Sagittarius, here. Since late summer into autumn, you might have found yourself just expanding and growing and feeling that you have a lot of good support in your back, okay? So you've got people in high places right now that is looking out for you and how you can grow your life, how you can expand it. There's generosity that comes in with Jupiter. You might find that there is a windfall, perhaps coming from some group or organization, whatnot. It could also be a lawsuit because Jupiter rules that. And Jupiter is also your ruler, right? And it rules actually the 9th house, which again has to do with the law, lawsuits. Now in the 11th house, hopes and dreams. Maybe something there is trickling in from this area and coming to you as a gift through that 11th house. Definitely, at least you have somebody that's looking out for you. I would like to say to your guardian angels, to say the least. And I can see how you probably would take this, use it as security And I say that because your Saturn is in your first house. That's you, your foundation, and how you're wanting to create more security as you move forward. As long as Saturn is here this year, 2017, until around the time of your birthday, it would be mid-December. Saturn's moving into Capricorn, and so it won't come back for another 28 years, 29 years maybe, to this area of your chart where Saturn is working for you, laying down good, solid structures. So the windfall from Jupiter may come in and help do exactly just that. So if you're good about putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, you can really create something fantastic in 2017. We have a couple of eclipses this month here at Sagittarius. I'm going to make a dedicated video just for it. You will see it at the end of the video. You can just go click on it, get even more info, details on it. But the eclipses are all about new beginnings, but also about endings, right? The lunar eclipse is ending and shutting doors, and the solar eclipse is opening up new potential for you. So we will dedicate more insight to what those endings might just be for you and what those new beginnings, which new doors might be opening. So, beginning of the month, we have discussions that might not go as we had hoped, but don't let that get your goat. And let me tell you why though. You might still need to discuss and have these talks, but somebody apparently isn't really fully listening. Mercury is square both Uranus and then Jupiter on the 1st and 2nd, but I think it's important to bring it up to consciousness, just so it could work, you know, in the background of whoever's mind you're talking to, because I see as we go through the rest of February, boy, is somebody listening. Mercury is really going to give you the gift of gab this month, and you'll see what I'm saying here in just a little bit. But on the 3rd, Venus is moving out of Pisces, the area of your home and family, into this 5th house, and joining forces with Mars. Okay, so you're going to be doing a lot of creative work right now, loving what you're doing. The rest of the month will have a lot to do with fun projects, all right? Mercury will be moving out of Aquarius, your 3rd house of communication, into the area of 4th house. No, I'm sorry, it's moving out of Capricorn, sorry, your 2nd house for money and income, and into your 3rd house of communication, where the sun already is. So that party is going to really work for you to open up these communications. At this time, you're very focused, very clear on how you communicate and what you're communicating. People are listening, you're getting your point across, and not only are you getting a point across, but you're going to have some fantastic brainstorms and ideas that you could be putting forward. The 9th straight through the 16th, what a week. Here is supersonic speed taking place, new doors and windows opening up for you. On the 9th, we got the Sun and Uranus. The Sun being you, Uranus, the planet of surprises, Uranus in that 5th house of creativity, and the Sun being in your 3rd house. So I could see how you're communicating some perhaps creative project. And if so, I feel you have all the great forces with you. Contracts could be negotiated and signed, because here on the 10th, Mercury and Venus are joining forces, and I can see how you're full of desire and passion, not just romantically and expressing it with Mercury, but you're also full of love and passion for what it is you're trying to create, and then communicating it, getting the message across. So if you're looking for, say, somebody to fund your project, they're all open ears. This whole week is what you want to target for any kind of funding properties. On the 11th, the Sun and Jupiter trine. It happens twice a year. It's one of the best days of the year. The absolutely best is Sun and Jupiter conjunct. But we have these 2 other days in the year. This is one of them. On the 11th, Jupiter being the gift giver of what? Your hopes and dreams in the 11th house. Coming directly, hand-given or delivered to you, right? By phone, email, contracts, or in person could be as well. Now, this is definitely going to toot your horn because not only is this a new beginning, as the Sun and Jupiter represents, but it's also that day of the full moon and the lunar eclipse. So something is ending, and just at the same time, something is being given to you. What a delicate, incredible, powerful combination. On the 14th, the Sun, that is you, and Saturn, which is security and people in higher places that are looking out for you. And it's also you taking ownership of what it is you want. And this solid manifestation is taking place there on the 14th. I feel, again, it might have to do with anything written or verbal, agreements, contracts, and so forth, but you're settling it. And there's no room for doubt. Everything is just coming in through pure sense of conviction. On the 16th, action. This is Mercury now, communication, and Mars, which is your dedicated energy of entrepreneurship and creativity and the projects that you're working on. And also, of course, let's not forget children might come into the picture right now. Maybe they're starting something new and where you're being quite supportive that they're getting what it is they need and desire as well. On the 18th, the Sun will move out of Aquarius into Pisces. So for you, that will be now a shift in focus from all of this communication into the area of home and family. Now, this is great. You might be looking at how you can change things up at home, maybe small projects around. Some of you might even be thinking about wanting to create a new home. So if you're out and about shopping for new homes, you could find something that really fits the bill. On the 21st, more news. I told you up front that Mercury is going to be super strong this month, bringing you a lot of great news. On the 21st, we have two things. Mercury is there with Uranus. That's the unexpected surprise in a good way coming in. Then it's Mercury with Jupiter, that hope and dream area coming in. So between the two of them, I'm absolutely certain that it will allow you more funds, money through your hands to dedicate towards these dreams and goals that you've been having. If you've been saving up, well, here you have the chance now to go out and purchase. And I feel whatever it is that you're purchasing isn't money just thrown to the winds, you know. I feel it can really behoove you something in the long run for whatever it is. So you can call it investments maybe too. 22nd though is a day that we might want to be a little more conscious. Mars and Pluto are meeting up in difficult terms. They are square. Mars being so feisty here now because he is in Aries, right? That gives it that double whammy fire. But then with Pluto, together they're not good when they're squared or in opposition. If you're out, for example, driving, this to give you just a little indicator of what I'm trying to portray as an image. If you're driving in your vehicle with Mars, you might be speeding, right? And who's sitting there on the edge of the highway, if not the police? Pluto rules the police. So we want to avoid getting a traffic ticket. We definitely do want to avoid any kind of accidents too. So just be a little extra careful on the 22nd. Rest of the month, we have more positive communication. Now, if you've been negotiating contracts, you might be signing it here on the 23rd. On the 25th, Mercury will be moving into the sign of Pisces, into your 4th house. This is now where the Sun is. So I feel that you might be spending more time with family or family members, having a great time. 27th, we have already had the eclipse on the 26th. Okay, that's new beginnings. That's the new moon, the intense intentions that you want to send forward, which is for you on the in the 4th house. So again, home and family, but it's also that solar eclipse. And 27th, here we are, Mars infusing here directly with Uranus. Goals, dynamics, your physical energy, Uranus opening up, all of this higher level of thinking. It's more like instant downloads. You can really feel this bubbly energy of creative brainstorming. And whatever you're taking action on right now, the power of this Uranus will sit with Mars on its new 2-year journey. Okay, so you're going to be thinking, acting somewhat differently because you're taking the magnetic energy, which is very, in many ways, charismatic too, and such an individualistic streak. So today you might make some decision all on your own, maybe even without speaking with a partner what he or she might think, because you're just in the moment taking action. But there is choices too, because this Mars, as independently you'd like to act today, Mars will be opposing Jupiter. So you might want to consider your partner what he or she thinks, just so you don't create an issue here with, why didn't you ask me what I thought? That kind of thing. Because there's that impulsive energy when Mars and Uranus meets. But you can see it's a beautiful month. You might want to now go listen to these solar eclipses. You can see it on the video here now. And I'll see you next month there in March. So have fun, guys. See you soon.